Hey, welcome back to the channel. So I think on my last video, I shared with you my pickups from Strongsville right up to before Memorial Day. Well, on Memorial Day, my wife and I were up at our place in Michigan, and I went and frequented an antique shop that I normally go to look for some cards, and I was successful. I found some pickups. And then today is June 2nd. It's Sunday evening, so by the time I post this thing, I probably won't post it till Monday or Tuesday. But today I met up with Jason, Everyday Card Collector, and we went to a local show here in the Chicagoland area, where we also ran into Mitchell, White Sox fan, baseball card collector, and we walked the floor. Jason and I walked the floor for quite a bit. It's always a blast when you get to go to card shows with other collectors. It's just so much fun. And I picked up some cards there also. So I thought I'd share those cards with you. The ones I picked up at the antique store, the ones I picked up with Jason at the card show. So how about if we flip this camera and take a look at some cards? All right, well, before we jump in the cards, like I said, I got the chance to meet Mitchell, and also Jason was there. Jason and I met in Strongsville, and we hit it off. But both those guys have fantastic channels, which I'm going to link below. So if you haven't checked out their channels, please do. You won't be sorry. Check it out. Give them a sub. And now let's take a look at the cards. So first, there was the Memorial Day weekend. I went to my antique store that I like to go to in South Haven, Michigan, and I picked up the following cards. The first card I picked up was this 1970 Bill Mazeroski. So I think this card was somewhere in about the $7 range. It's really well centered. It's a beautiful picture. Might have a small wrinkle on this side here, but outside of that, it's a beautiful card. You know, he's a Hall of Famer. So picked up that Mazeroski. Picked up this Deacon Jones card for $3. And, you know, I will buy a Deacon Jones card all day. As you know, I'm a big Deacon Jones fan. And for $3, all day, every day. So picked up this beautiful Deacon Jones. Here's another card I was really excited. I picked this one up for $3 also. And this is the 1971 Nate Thurmond. Look how well centered this card is. Look at the coloring on this card. For those of you that don't know, Nate Thurmond was a pretty incredible ball player. You know, he's in the Hall of Fame, of course. He was a 7-time All-Star. He was 5-time All-Defensive player. He averaged, for his career, he averaged 15 points and 15 rebounds per game. He's one of, like, I think 4 players that averaged 20 rebounds a game for a whole season, and he's one of 4 players that has had over 40 rebounds in a single game. Kareem said that this guy here was the toughest defender he faced in his career, and I absolutely love this card. You know, I love vintage basketball. This set is really cool. So, and I got this for $3, so I was excited to pick that card up. Then I saw this card, and the funny thing is I was looking, you know, I love leader cards, first of all, but I was looking at this card on eBay, and it was selling anywhere from 10 to 20 bucks, depending on the condition of the card. And they wanted 14 for this card, and I just love this card. You know, as a kid growing up in Southern California, I wasn't a huge hockey fan, and the Kings weren't very good back then. And for some reason, I gravitated to the Boston Bruins. And, you know, Phil Esposito was just an amazing scorer back then. And Bobby Orr, you know, you could argue he was the greatest hockey player ever. He's definitely on the Mount Rushmore of hockey players. So I saw this card. I was excited to be able to grab this card and add it to the collection. Then there was this beautiful Bart Starr, these 1970 glossies. I'm a big fan of these. I think this is my 3rd or 4th one that I've picked up, and this was a 1970 Bart Starr. This one's in really good shape. I think I picked this up for 20 bucks maybe. Love that card. And then I also picked up another glossy, and it's this Joe Namath one. And this one's in great shape also. It does have a little bit of an issue in this corner, but you know, it's a Joe Namath card, right? And picked that one up also for probably about, I think this one was $27. So, but you know, you got Bart Starr, one of the winningest quarterbacks ever, and then you know you've got Joe Namath, and you know he changed the face of football with that upset win against the Colts in the Super Bowl. So love that card. And then the last card I picked up, and this is the one I spent the most money on, and I was pretty stoked. I found this 1953 Warren Spahn Redman with tab. And look at this beauty. I'm going to bring it in close. Got a little bit of softness or nicking up in that corner, but outside of that, this is a beautiful card. Look at the coloring on that thing. So I was really excited to pick this up. I think I paid $65 for this card. So I think I paid ballpark $150 for all those cards I just showed you from the antique mall. And then, like I said, today we went to the, I went to a local card show, I'm sorry. And that, you know, it had 3 or 4 vintage tables and some decent cards. And so here's what I picked up. I picked up a Reggie Smith Gold Cup card. This one's a nice card. It's got a little bit of like junk on it. I think you could potentially clean that, to be honest with you. But once again, I think this was a $3 card. I'm a big Reggie Smith fan. Really underrated ball player. So I grabbed that card. For $2, I picked up this beautiful 1971 Dave McNally card. You know, I'm a big fan of the 71 sets. There were a couple tables that had really nice 71s, and one of them had them in pretty good shape, and they were pretty reasonable. McNally had a really good career. I'm looking to do a profile on the Orioles down the road here, so I wanted to pick this card up. But that's a beauty. Dave McNally. For $5, I couldn't pass on this. I picked up a Pedro Martinez rookie card. So I don't have any major Pedro in my collection. It's really not a vintage card, as you know. It's a little later card, right? It's an 82 Bowman, but you know, Pedro was a great pitcher, and you know, as a Dodger fan, I still cringe every time I think that we traded this guy away for Delino DeShields. But you know, at the time, it was a pretty even trade, but it didn't work out for the Dodgers. But I love this card. I've been wanting to get a Pedro rookie card, and for $5, I wasn't going to pass on that. Next card I picked up is this beautiful Yogi Berra manager card. Now I have this card from my childhood already, but this one was just in such good shape. It's well centered. It's pretty crisp on both sides. You know, the thing about, I've been reading the Yogi Berra book, and it's a fantastic book, by the way. So I'm kind of into Yogi. But the other cool thing about it is you got Rube Walker on here, and you've got Eddie Yost. So, you know, it's a kind of a cool card. So I picked up the Yogi manager card. These next 2 cards I got for a grand total of $15. The first one is this beautiful Willie Brown, the 1971 Willie Brown. Willie's a Hall of Famer, of course. This is a really, you know, pretty good looking card. He was a really good cornerback back in the day. So I picked up Mr. Willie Brown. And then the one I was really excited about was this Willie Lanier. So I picked up this Willie Lanier rookie card. Once again, both those cards combined were $15. And Willie Lanier was an amazing football player. This one's in really good shape, a little off left to right, but outside of that, I was really excited to add a Willie Lanier rookie card. Picked up this beauty, this Pete Rose. You know, I bought one of these from Dylan in his Whatnot sale, and it's a great card. This one I saw, and this one's actually even in a little better shape, and I just couldn't pass on it. It's just a cool picture. You got it sitting in the on-deck circle with the glove and the bat. This is a pretty clean version of a really nice Pete Rose card, so I picked that one up. And then the last two are the two I'm the most excited about. So I've been wanting to add one of these to the collection for a while, but I didn't want to break the bank doing it. And I picked up this 2001 Upper Deck Tiger Woods. And this is in a near mint 8. And I think I paid $30 for this card, right? These things at one time were really, really expensive. They've come down a little, but you know, I'm a Tiger fan. This is, I think, considered his rookie card. I just think it's a really cool picture, and I wanted to have one, and I didn't want to spend a ton of money. So when I saw this one for $30, I knew it was coming home with me. So picked up the Tiger Woods. And this last card or item is what I'm one of the most excited about. And look at this. That is Bobby Orr in a Blackhawk uniform. This is a 76-77 Bobby Orr stat back reverse negative. And you know, I'm a big Bobby Orr fan, and I saw this and I just had to have it. I mean, I was talking to the guy. He was really cool. He wanted 80 for it. I think he gave it to me for 70. And at that point, I was pretty excited because I think that's just a cool piece right there that I will eventually get graded. So anyway, those are, since my last video, that's what I've been doing. I went to an antique store. I hung out with some friends at a card show and picked up some cards. And I'd love to get your guys' feedback on how you think we did. As always, I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. Until we talk again, please stay safe, keep collecting. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.